Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about when somebody has a personality, not really a type, but when they feel like people are doing things to them, or they feel hurt. They constantly feel hurt by other people. Now and it could be based on assumptions. Now I'm not going to say paranoia. It's really not like that. But it's just that they don't wait to hear the whole story about why, there's different things, but part of it is like not waiting to hear the other person out. Why are they doing that, or what is going on? Or just thinking beyond that it's something they're doing, they're leaving them out intentionally. They need to wait and listen to the whole story. Okay. Now, what brought this to my mind is I had been watching some videos. You can see videos. People make videos on a variety of social media platforms, and but I'd been watching these particular ones, and it was just I kind of fell down a rabbit hole for months. Okay, for months, because I wanted to see something, the results of a couple of things at least, and then it just continued, falling down that rabbit hole, and it was, the people were really just a lot of people against one another, and that wasn't why I was watching. I was watching for a different reason, to see, what's going to happen. Various people, but it just more and more people, and they get involved, and it's a lot of like mean girls, adult mean girls, and adult mean boys against one another. And over months, like I said, and it was just like I had to watch this other thing that I never really could get into that much. It's a series. I'm not going to name the series though, but because this is really just my opinion of like the main character, or at least one of the main characters, and it's a girl, a woman, and just always seems hurt, hurt by at least one other person or other people. Like they're not including her, they're not this, they're not that, and they're not doing that. But like I said, it's not like paranoia. But part of it to me is more of a, now I wouldn't say histrionic in this one, behaviors. But, it's not like trying to be dramatic or trying to, whatever, get attention, negative, positive, doesn't matter. Nothing like that. But it's more, in a way, a bit, I wouldn't even say that narcissistic to any extreme. We're all a bit narcissistic. Anybody is. But that of being a little bit too much tuned into themselves in that kind of narcissistic way, that they're not, like I said, waiting to hear other people out, waiting to hear the full story. They're immediately, thinking, well, they're not treating me right, this kind of thing. Now, this is one of them. I've been doing videos about, narcissistic, cluster B behaviors and all that, not diagnosing anybody, but for around 7 years. And this is one I really hadn't thought all that much about, really. I'm trying to think of some kind of example, my own fictional example, hypothetical-fictional. But say, I want to say you, and I don't mean you, but just, some hypothetical person. So say you see your boyfriend or your significant other, whatever it is, and you walk into wherever it is that you're seeing them, and say it's a man, and he's your husband or your boyfriend, and say boyfriend, and you walk up in some restaurant, you were to meet him there, and when you walk up, he's hugging some woman you don't know. My voice is going up, so pardon it. But and you don't know this woman, about the same age, and he's just hugging her. And this kind of thing, this kind of person, they would get all bent out of shape, all sad and just, oh, my boyfriend has another woman, and walk off. You see what I'm saying? Instead of waiting and finding out who is that woman. It could be his sister. It could be somebody he went to school with and hadn't seen in many years. And just because it's the opposite sex doesn't mean that it's, there's something nefarious nefarious. I keep getting that word wrong. Going on. There's not something bad going on. It's just maybe they hadn't, like I said, hadn't seen one another in so many years, so they hugged one another. People do that. They don't always just shake hands, some don't even do that. But you see what I'm saying? That person is, the one is feeling like, oh, I'm being so mistreated. Instead of just waiting and listening and hear them out. They're turning it too much on themselves. To me, that's kind of like the very low end of, like narcissism. In mine, I'm going to think about this more. But, for any kind of situation like that, like they go to a birthday party and say people, they cut the cake and they give them a cake and they feel like they got the smallest piece of cake. Okay, that they did that on purpose. They're like, not the kind of raging, oh, they did that on purpose, I'm stomping out, but just like, oh, why am I treated this way? You see, why do they give me such a small piece of the cake? And how many of us know this type? Really know this, type of person that doesn't, it may have just been that it was just an accident in the cutting, the way they cut it, and, or maybe they had heard she's on a diet and she's staying away from carbs, so they, having too many carbs, so they cut it like that, trying to be helpful. You see, knowing she said that, so not be so tempting, tempt her to have a big piece of cake in her hands. Some would say that's insensitive. If somebody's on a diet and they're trying to avoid carbohydrates, but they still want a piece of the cake, and you're going to give them a big one and tempt them, a big piece of the cake, yeah, you see. But this type, no matter what, they may, they're treating me wrong. But it's like I said, it's not paranoia. They have something there to kind of base it on. And it's true, what happened, but they just take it wrong. Because they got this hurt feeling in them, possibly from some, probably, in my view, and it's just my opinion, I could be wrong, but when they were young, whatever had happened, and it just carried on and became part of their personality to be that way. But anyway, I'm watching these series. They have several years of them, so and each year of them has several episodes, and it's like back to back to back, showing this one character as always getting hurt, having her feelings hurt. Okay, and then in this kind of thing, she doesn't stop to listen, to what's truly going on, and she just makes the assumption that it's something negative against her. They left her out. They didn't want to clue her in. Whatever it is, didn't give her that big piece of the, that was hypothetical-fictional, but the big piece of the cake, Anyway, what about you? How do you see it? Do you think of it in those terms when you really think about it? A little bit on the narcissistic side, but not the raging, the totally other end of the, some say spectrum, I'd say continuum, but, more on the, they need to watch it and work, seek counseling while they're still young, or any time, to help work through that. Whatever it is that keeps them in that mode, which in some ways I can relate to it. But that's a whole topic for another video. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I just wanted to come outside, and do this little video, and it's a beautiful day today, and I hadn't been outside today. Been busy in the house with some stuff I've been doing. So I thought I'd make a little video. I'll talk to you in another video. Bye.